Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of this Transport Fever 2 Moneyville County series. Right, in this series we're building out a series of transport networks in and around Moneyville. And I say a series because we've got some competing companies, and since the last episode I've even given them names. We have our first company here that's based at this station in Moneyville. This is the Moneyville County Transport Co. Whereas this secondary company here is the Moneyville Kidsgrove and Pershaw Railway Co. And that's the big thing, we've got two of them at the moment, except what it would be like if I had a third. Now, we're now going to set up a third company today. This company is going to be very focused on cargo, whereas the other two, they're kind of doing mixed passenger and cargo. This company will have a passenger line, but they're going to mainly focus on cargo. And they're going to mainly focus on creating goods. Now, a slight problem there, they want to run out this direction towards Nailsea, and there isn't a goods plant in the area, so they are going to invest in one. A goods plant down here. And they are even going to commit to building a town around here once the railway line has come through. Now, at the moment, Moneyville does not need goods. However, they are going to send a passenger line in there, and for that they have reached an agreement with the Moneyville, Pershaw and Kidsgrove company to do a curve of track that links onto their line so they can use the passenger station. And at the moment, Moneyville doesn't need goods, so that's all fine. However, they do want to be a company that negotiates in order to get the best terms. So they're still going to be friendly with the other company, which means the other company has the benefit of maybe getting goods delivered to places such as here in Winchcombe. So, we are now going to set up here a station, and this is going to be quite the complex station. So we are actually going to start with a passenger station, and there's going to be a single passenger platform at this end. However, as well as passenger buildings, we're also going to have cargo buildings at this end to connect to the goods plant. And a bigger ones here to store more cargo. Now, they are concerned mainly with cargo transport, but they are still concerned about the efficient running of their trains, so they are going to build a bypass line there. They now have a cargo platform. And because this is a prime goods factory, they don't think 2 platforms is going to be enough. So they're going to get 4 platforms in. Due to the road running down there, these tracks are going to have to be shortened a bit to these platforms, and then we'll have another passenger platform down here. We have the underpass there, and then we have it here. Then we're going to have a passenger building looking out this way, which is where we're going to build the main town. So we'll just make sure a road connects to the station building. Then we can build our tiny town around here. Welling Garden City. And ironically, it does not require goods. So we rename the station to Welling Garden City. And now, it's all about setting this up. So, the main line out of here isn't really going to go anywhere to this side. It's going to run into Moneyville, but there's not that many places it needs to go. So actually, on this side, we use our normal tracks. It's just going to condense straight away into classic double track. And once our autosave is finished, we can build the junction. So what we're going to do here kind of run these cargo platforms out like this. We can have like track connection like this, so that connects them all up to there. But this one still needs to come down. And that it's not working with the way we set that up. So we set that up like that. Then we have the moment 3 tracks. This is going to run down like that, and like that. Then we have, at the moment this is not very straight, this bypass line, so it's actually going to come out more like that. And then it's going to kind of, they do want to build a main line further this direction, but they're kind of hindered at the moment. So what they're actually going to do is they're going to go run out quad track here instead. There's going to be a crossover here, and then there's going to be a sort of crossover here. Like that. And whilst these tracks come around like this, it's going to be a bit of an odd junction layout. There are then going to be tracks coming off like this. This might be a bit confusing, but what we're going to do is we're going to build a crossover there and there, which then basically means this is now a kind of this direction, this direction. They're both now double track lines. And they are going to use this one to then start to bend round and join up with the passenger line into Moneyville. They're also going to build a junction going in both directions, because there is some demand for goods along this line here. In fact, because they're more concerned about cargo, they're going to build the main junction heading this direction. And we're just going to build a small little curve that runs like this to connect the passenger line up towards Moneyville. Like that. Which is not the most efficient thing, but they don't really care about the passenger trains, although they'll have them in. Anyway, this is Welwyn Garden City. Now on this side, there is only actually going to be one line. However, they want to make sure that their infrastructure is good, so they're going to separate out the passenger line from the cargo line. So that's the passenger tracks and the bypass lines. They are then going to make sure these are separated out. So that goes both ways. That connects up like that. And once again, on this side, the bypass line kind of sways off to the side a bit. So this then has to connect over the level crossing. Then it's going to connect up like, it's going to start running like that. We'll just delete these back a bit. And carry this on a little bit straighter. This kind of ends around like this. Right, so now we have this. This needs to go a little bit more straight so that this line can bend into it fast. Which means if this line bends into it fast, this line can come up like that. And we have this, this, and then this can come down like that into this one. And that's quad track. And they want to head straight for Nailsea. Now they will do a bit of a passenger station in Nailsea, but the big thing about this is it's actually going to be an end station. It's only going to be 160 metres, it's going to have 2 platforms. It's going to be a bit of a weird setup where basically this is not the main line. So the passenger line is going to come in, then go back out, because it's going to head up Sandwich. And the main cargo line will basically just turn around the corner and bypass Nailsea. Now, because we've also got goods here, we're going to have a third track here, which is dedicated to cargo. And because this is only going to drop off cargo here, not pick up, we're just going to leave it to being without a cargo building. And I've just realised the cargo demand for that sort of stuff is on the other side of the town, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to be a bit destructive we're going to build this really weird road bend. And we're going to push the station back so that it can be right in the heart of the town. What I'm actually going to do is we'll stick to 3. We'll put it here, and then on the third one we'll tag on the cargo platform. And then we might put in a small cargo building actually, and that connects to most of the town, which is better. So we've now got this quad track line to bring up here. They might also start producing food, this company as well. So we've got this big viaduct. We're going to make sure the speed can be maintained. Now, because this company's more bothered about cargo than passengers, they're going to keep this line 75 miles an hour, because cargo trains don't actually run that fast. And they are also going to build track connections like this and like this, just in case cargo trains need to bypass the station. Right, so the line is heading towards Nailsea. We'll build our first track first. Now, because this is a cargo company, they're not really going to create many new towns either for passengers, because they don't really care about passengers. It's a big river, and it's going to be quite expensive to cross, and because it's also a big river, we are going to make the bridge go higher. It will cost us more, but it means we might be able to get boats under there. So we use the M key there to make it go up. Now what we're going to do is we can select the second track, see how far it runs along. So we need to make sure it runs along parallel. So there it runs parallel too. Then we'll bring it down to there. Third track. That runs parallel up to there, which is good. That runs parallel. Then it can come down like that. Fourth track. And this is probably overkill for this company to be doing so many tracks. But, like we said, they want it to be as efficient as possible for the cargo trains. Now what's actually going to happen here is what you're going to do the grade separated junction. So this looks a bit weird for now, but what is actually going to happen here is this track is not going to come down. In fact, it's going to go actually further up. And there will be connections to allow for trains from these tracks to come down. That bridge bit looks weird, let's ignore that. So the tracks will bend round into Nailsea. Got another autosave. I don't know why I set them to be so frequently, but it's quite quick, so let's not worry about it. So it runs around there, and then this one connects to this track here. So here we've got our junction. We're going to do it like this. I know the cargo platform's kind of merging before they then do the crossover, but it's fine in this case. And this is just going to remain flat for now, because our main target is going to be this steel plant. And what's actually going to happen here is we're going to do 240 meters, please. 3 platform station, but the bridge is actually going to go past it. It's going to run over and then it's going to merge in later. In fact, because we're going to source most of our stuff from this side, it's going to be a bit odd, this. So we're going to run a kind of bypass track down the side, in a way. This bypass track will then run like this, and then this will merge into here. These will come like this, and then this is where our double track will come from, here. But really, we're mainly going to use that as the bypass route, that fourth track. Not that there are going to be many trains anyway. Too much slope. You know what? Allow it to go a little bit longer, so that we can get a nice crossover before the bends. And it looks like it still doesn't really want to work, so we'll just do like that. It's fine. And then it's going to kind of carry on running straight, then bend in. This line here. So some of this feels a bit overbuilt, some of this feels a bit underbuilt. So what we're also going to have here is there's going to have to be a line to take the steel over to the goods plant, which is then going to have to come out this junction as well. So it's not, could come off that one to be honest. But it's just going to run like that. Actually, we probably could make it run from this one as well. If we just change the position of the merging into this line. So that doesn't work there, so what we might do actually is then kind of bring it out there and bring it in like that, which is a bit weird, but it works. So in fact, what we're going to do is bring this. It's not even possible to bring it in like that. I'm sure we can make it happen. Like that. And that doesn't work. We could just do a double slip switch there. It's really annoying, yes, we'll do the double slip switch there. And then this bridge is actually going to run like that. And it is going to come down to ground, but what the main thing is that it just stays somewhat efficient, because they want efficiency, and they're going to get efficiency. So this line now is actually just going to go into double track. This steel run is then going to come up here, and then come up onto the bridge there. I mainly just wanted to keep cargo and passenger separate on this busy, what's going to be the busiest corridor probably from Wellington City to the steel plant. Now this is going to head up towards Sandwich. And what's going to be interesting about this line is that it's going to be quad track, but in a slightly different way. It's going to be tunnel there as well as there. So what we're going to do for the quad track here, so we're going to make these all merge in first of all. And this is going to be a more properly built junction, because there are going to be more trains using it. That is not being cooperative. There we go. And here and back again. That's our two crossovers, then they merge like that. What's actually going to happen is it's going to run up parallel to this line. So it's a slightly different form of quad tracking, where basically we have two double track lines stuck together. And there is also going to be a connection here, like this, to allow them from the steel plant, if necessary, to rejoin the main line. Now this is in fact just going to be like this. So it's then gonna, it's not actually going to run through the tunnel, this line as either. It's going to come up, because the coal plant's got one there, one of these lines is going to bend over like that. The other one's going to stay up here. And they're both going to kind of do like that. So, essentially we're going to have a crossover here. And then we've got a line going up that way for the coal. We're going to have a line going this way. And that will come into a station there. There's a line going into this one. Then this will stay, will come back towards this line here for the iron ore. There we go. Another way to keep stuff grade separated. Make it run over the top of the tunnel. So we've got to have our two coal stations here. Like that, and in fact even like that possibly, although that's quite high up. We can make that run down. That's a bit high, isn't it? We're just going to build up the land, and hopefully this station should cover the coal plant, which it does. So this track is then just going to run around into there. Brilliant. So that then carries on running with this one. And we're going to head for Sandwich right now. I know there are more towns up, well, there's one more town up this way which is Rushden. But for now, we're not going to head that direction. We are going to just go to Sandwich. So our station in Sandwich, this company might get into agreements with the other company to deliver tools here. However, what we're going to start with is just a plain one platform passenger station, which just about squeezes in here. Which we're actually going to set back, so it's like here. And we're going to build this road here, which is a bit diagonal, I know. We're going to build a connection there, connection there. This station should cover a lot of the town. If we configure it, we can add, hopefully in here, a side entrance at this side, so that we can cover more of the town with the station. It's good. Then we can configure it to add a second track for a cargo platform, just in case. There we go. And tracks. It's going to come out this way. It's going to have a nice, gentle crossover. Which is a bit weird in geometry. And I've just realised, you know, the passenger line will be what uses this curve of track. Because this main line is literally going to run. In fact, talking of efficiency, we're going to build a cargo station here with three platforms, and this might seem weird to you. Why would we do this? But it will all make sense. In fact, I might even rearrange this so I think it will look better if we just took this off and we put the third, because we're only actually going to use the outer track to connect to the platform for the iron ore route. But this first platform here is not even going to be used. It's just solely going to be used as a bypass line and a connector to the road, such as the main buildings. Like that. So, if we bend it round like that, you can see it maintains 75 miles an hour, just what we want. This bends around into this line here. Then, this one will run down here. And then, essentially, one of them is going to go like that, which is now weirdly kind of separated. The other is going to go like that. They're going to do a bit of a crossover here, so double track line can connect to both of the single track lines, like that. And then this is going to run downwards to merge with this line, and just run into that platform there, which is good. And this one goes up to this iron ore plant. One track. Works well. It's going to be a fairly straight connection. Ooh, it's got a bit of a bridge there. We'll keep it in like that, even with the old style bridge. Then after this station, then it's going to revert to double track. And it's basically going to come in like that. Ooh. We're just going to bring it in like this. And that curve still maintains 75 miles an hour, which is good. That goes like that. We're going to have a bit... Oh, we've already got a bit of a crossover there. That's all set up. Now, as for signals, it's not set up. We're just going to have to rearrange signals on this junction a little bit. That's not so much of an issue. Yeah, that's fine. In fact, keep it like that. What we're just going to do is do a signal there, so that they wait to merge on. Then do signal, 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 signal. Signal entering, signal entering. That's going to be signals that way, that way. That way, that way. As for the others, we just leave them because they're turn around. We just want it to be clear for the bypassing and passenger lines, or platforms, or whatever. So entering, entering. Do signals there, then on the quad track line. Still want them fairly regularly. But we should hopefully, yep, we've got to the bridge now. And then we're going to do signals here, 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 and here. We can do signals here and here, and then here and here for in case they're merging. We'll do signals. Okay, we'll do them there, 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 there. We don't actually need another set of signals there until that one. We're just going to do like that. Merging, merging, merging. Then before the crossover like that. This one, hang on, that's totally not where we wanted the signal. We've got a signal there, signal there. And we're just going to put a signal this direction here. This one still doesn't even have a crossover on it. We're going to do a two-stage crossover. There we go. We've got a signal here, and signal here. We can put a signal there, signal there, signal, 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 signal. For joining on from those, making sure one way's turned off. We then have this quad track line here. I'm going to put signals here. Need to make sure they're signals entering the junction that direction. Obviously the third track's not got signals anymore, that's essentially an isolated single track. Should we take away that one, which we placed accidentally. And then they basically just run down to the end for now at Sandwich, which is not going to be the end forever. So that's a whole load of lines that could now get set up, and they're going to go full swing ahead. And now I have noticed here that this requires chemicals for the goods, so they're still going to need another setup along the coast here, and then on to the main line for this. But they're going to set up this first. They're going to have one line dedicated to coal delivery to Nailsea branch. And preferably they use different platforms here, but we are going to allow them to use all platforms anyway, and that's Nailsea coal. We are going to need a depot in this area. We're going to do one that's iron ore, which is going to need either longer trains or more trains because it goes further. And then 1, 2, why not? And this one, allow all, and that's nail C ore. We've then got the steel. We're going to take it out of platform 3, allow others though. Take it out of there, up to where the goods plant is here. And we're going to allow all platforms at this station. At Winchcombe, that's Winchcombe steel. Hang on, Winchcombe, no, Welling. That station's still called Winchcombe, that's why. So that's those. We're going to put a depot down. We're going to put the depot down here. And we're going to want a lot of trains out of that depot. So we want the depot to be connected up in both directions, so it will be. Just in case trains need to enter the depot. So, steam. Our best one is right now that PLM with these. So we're going to go up to 120 capacity, and we're going to order 10 of these trains. 4 for the coal because it's a shorter one, and 6 for the ore. So coal and then the rest for the ore. For the steel, going back to these, and we need flat cars. We're going to get up to 100 capacity. There we go. Actually, we're going to buy 4 of those for Welling steel. Good. Now, we've got a crude oil plant here, an oil well, I should say. We've got a chemicals plant here. And we've got this here. This is going to be a bit of an odd setup. It's going to be almost isolated. This is not going to be quite so efficient. But this is still going to work very well. So we're going to have a line like that. We're then going to come like that and merge in. We then want to come under the bridge. And then we're going to come like that. We're going to come to here. Parallel, please. Come like here, and then merge in. Fairly simple. We are then going to have a setup where there's going to be just... Well, actually, no, we're going to connect it round to both, but it's going to be single track up to here and connecting into there. And we're going to do a double track for this first bit. But we're going to merge it in here, like that. And that's just going to work like that. Signals aren't going to be that frequently placed. So they're only going to be like this, like this, like this. And then after here, they're not going to be that frequently placed either. So we have 2 lines here. One's going to deliver the crude oil to here, and it's only going to get a half load coming back, but it's still going to drop off at lower nail C anyway, just because it's going to be making the journey back anyway. So that's this nail C oil, I'm going to call it, because it's both crude oil and oil. And then we're going to have a line from there. This can use both platforms here. And this is going to come up and over to Welling for our Welling chemicals. Still called Winchcombe. I think the cargo station and passenger station name differently. But this is Welling. Stop it with the autosave, please. It's plastic, isn't it? Not chemicals. There we go. So we're going to need more trains. It's not going to be able to get onto the oil line easily, is it? Unless... That's not going to fit in, is it? Pause. If we just link this up here, what we can do is we can go down to like here, and then we do a double slip switch there, and double slip switch there. There we go, that train I think's a bit confused, and these two are merged into each other, brilliant. But that will hopefully allow us to get the oil train if we do a curved track round here to allow the train to merge on to that line. What on earth is it trying to do with that? I do not know, but we will allow it to do that. So, steam. This again, cargo. We're going to go for 120 capacity. We're going to buy 3 on nail seat oil. Then going to go back. We then want, can carry plastics, which is this one. We're going to go for 100 capacity. Once again, going to get 3 of these. Well in plastic. Could get a 4th because of the extra distance compared to steel, but it doesn't really matter for now. And all these trains are quite confused. In fact, I've managed to jam it up because they're also long as well. If we just put a signal here, it will fix it. They're too long for my signal blocks, that's the problem. Because they're all a bit confused. So that will allow that one to come out. That one's going in, which will allow another one to go in, which will then hopefully allow that one to start moving, which it does, which will hopefully then allow this one to move forward a bit, freeing this one, and this one, yep, continues on forward. That one then, oh, that's annoying. Pause. Let's just move this set of signals up to here. So now it's that one to move. Okay, so it will work. Just for quite a bit of time, and now it also includes a train merging through another train. Just weird and wacky. And now this one's got a way to go into car plant it wants to go to. Still trains merging through other trains here. That one's coming in. This on these lines just for now, because they're ultra busy. I'm just going to place like a bit of a passing loop here. There we go. Just get. There we go. Hopefully this passing loop is long enough here for a train, which I'm not sure if it will be. If that's how long a train is, no it won't be. This one. So, we just bring it down a bit longer. There we go. That should be good enough. Yeah, that does. Ooh, just about. But pause. If we just pause, we're going to go right to the end with that signal. Remove that one. Right to the end with this signal. Remove. There we go. Just to get it a bit further along. Might have to do the same with the iron ore. Put passing loops on both of these lines, just in case they want to pass each other. And this one, we're going to do a passing loop here, so it kind of runs along with the main line and then merges back into a single. There we go. Now hopefully there should be some sort of movement. We'll probably get a signal here as well, so there's not so much waiting up there. This is quite chaotic already. Maybe I put too many trains on, but also they're all quite busy, so all quite full, sorry, so maybe I didn't put too many trains on. So yeah, it's a big queue right now. We're still waiting for trains to be allowed out the depot as well. That signal's terrible placement in terms of the fact it's not allowing trains out the depot. There we go. There we go. That's our steel train. That's also a steel train. It's waiting for a free path. Where's it going? Nailsea branch. I just defaulted to that one. That's a problem. Just gonna have to default for now to number 1 until you come in. I'll default it to number 3 again. Just for some reason it wasn't going to the they don't usually go to the alternate platforms when they're coming out of the depot. Bit strange. But it just allows more trains in. Winchcombe, that's Welling. It's Welling Garden City. There we go. We've got some progress with trains moving now. That should now allow what's allowing that one to move, which will allow this one space to move into that section. This one should be full of iron ore, which it is. It's also iron ore. They're allowing that one out now. Steel, it's good to allow the steel ones out, because once they move, they move. Trains still merging inside each other here. Still, that one needs to be allowed out. To allow that one into where it wants to go to. We might have put too many trains on all these lines. Let's just put it to platform 1 for now. So this one moves, then back to platform 3. Because once this one is here, it will clear the area. Oh, I realised I called that Welling Graden City. Whoops. And now more trains that can come in. Brilliant, that's alright, the steel. That's trying to move. That's waiting for that one to come in. That's let another train out of the depot. It's a shame. That one can actually come into platform 3, which is good. This one's going to come into platform 1, which is good, because then the next train's a steel train, which will come into platform 3, hopefully. Trains merging inside of each other here. This one can't move until this one comes out. That's a bit of a limitation of the system. This one's not coming out now, which is good. That one's flowing right through. I suppose because that one's got to go. Oh, that's an oil train trying to come out finally. Which is going to come out now, isn't it? Yep, that's got room to. Steel is now being generated. A little bit got picked up by that train. Finally, a bit more movement here. Coal train coming in full. The oil train's coming out. Those trains are now moving. That train's waiting for a path. That one's going off. This way, all good. This one's now got a chance to move as well. The station's no longer quite so full. This train's still not been allowed to move. It's just a bit hectic. We've got the final train coming out of here now. Just not going to wait too long to get onto another line. There we go. Everything. I know they've still got more plastic trains now. That's what's not the final train coming out there for. This one's still not moving. It's just chaotic. This train is like been waiting since I moved that signal. It's been waiting ever since. This, we're now waiting for this one to clear, which is creating issues. Right, this will be fine once we leave it alone. So what we're also then going to do is set up our passenger line once the autosave is finished, which goes sandwich transfer, Nailsea, Welling Garden City, and then we're using the other company's lines to get into Moneyville Exchange. I think it's going to be best to use platform 1 at Moneyville Exchange, but we're going to give them the option of the others. Welling Garden City again. should then stick to the outer ones, stopping back at nail C again. Number 1 this time. And then running all the way up to Sandwich, and that is our Moneyville. I know, I said that twice, that's our Moneyville to Sandwich passenger. And then that will hopefully get some new trains. Unfortunately, out of this depot. So, because they don't really care right now, they're just going to get one lonely train. Oh. Oh, what's happened? Oh my gosh, have we really spent that much money? Okay. We have spent a lot of money this episode. I didn't realise we were. I suppose once the cargo trains start making their rounds, we'll get some more money, but that is not good. Got way too many, yeah. I feel like we might have too many trains on these lines for now. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna, if any one of them's not full, we're gonna sell it. 3. They will see all managed vehicles. Those 2 are not full, so they're gonna be sold. It's just gonna make things a bit more efficient. That's full. That's full. That's, yeah, they're all going to get full, which is good. That's not excessive on that line. We've got a lot of steel. Have you got any chemicals yet? Still got more. Got yet more steel coming in. Yet more steel. What's that? Just chemicals train's not got anything on board. Neither with that one, neither with that one. So all down this end, that's not going to help with our bank balance either. So yeah. We just... Now yeah, because that's not actually left much on the platform there. So you're right to get rid of a couple of trains. I think we just had one too many on each line. That's now generating steel. That's good, that's efficient. We haven't got goods being delivered to anywhere yet. But once we can get a train out of here, for 110 capacity, that'll do nicely. Money for sandwich passenger, that'll do. Now, since last episode, our first company, Moneyville County Company, have been setting up a machines run. The moment they run out of steel. What's happened? It's over here. Oh. Oh, God. Can you return to depot, please? Which I don't know where that's heading. But then, actually this train, managed vehicle, put it on. There we go. I'll just try to head for somewhere different now. Which in fact, yeah, it's heading for Welling now, which is good. It's just bustling here. Yeah. So, what happened to steel here? Where are the steel trains? Oh, backlog. Ah, that might be why we haven't got any steel. Ah, this junction here is far too tight. We're just gonna have, on this junction, entering signals, rather than all the ones on the individual bits. There we go. Now, fix the issue. Because it was just like there was too tight a space. I see what happened there. Right, that would also going to be a big money pit if it was like that. So, thankfully, we spotted the issue. That's some of the stuff I set up between episodes as well to get this producing machines. So as you can see, they've made a bit of a blunder there. So we've now got both goods and machines running around, which we are going to do stuff with. Well, hopefully we'll have goods soon and machines soon, which we're going to do stuff with in the next episode. So, thanks for watching this episode. This has now been the birthplace of what we're going to call the Nailsea Cargo Company, because they don't really care that much about passengers. In fact, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode where we're going to do more cargo, more passenger expansions, and maybe at some point, we've got date on, it's on 1/4 time date, so we'll speed it up a bit. We'll get out of the 19th century and into the 20th century. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.